Today I broke a Clash of Clans world record by attacking with 781 troop space in one attack, and it is as awesome as it seems, and we do it with mass root riders and mass dragons. Here is the Root Rider army we're going to be coming in with. Later in the video, I will also use Mass Dragons. But how did I get to 781 troop space? Because you've only got 320 in your main comp. Well, you've also got the 50 from the CC, but we've also got 4 clone spells, and each clone spell here is going to clone 40 troop space for us. It can clone up to 42, but it'll only clone 40 troop space for each. We're also going to be using a Siege Barracks, which is 2 P.E.K.K.A.s plus 11 Wizards. So that's 94 extra troops. Where does the rest come from? The rest comes from some very unique hero equipment combinations. So we have the Barbarian Puppet here. I don't even have this max, so you could get more than 781 troop space. Same for the Archer Puppet. You could get an extra, I don't know how many that is, an extra 5 from that, and you could get an extra 4 from the King. So you could get all the way up to 790. Then we have the Healer Puppet, none for the Warden, and then we've got the Hog Puppet for the last 45 troops. So let's test this out in Legends League and in War. Coming in on a pretty annoying anti-2 base here, so I'm going to use the Siege Barracks. I want the P.E.K.K.A.s to go to the right to set a nice little funnel over there. Then we're going to spam the Root Riders from the top. Now keep in mind, I've only got 1 rage spell with this army, so it's all about just cloning as many troops as possible throughout the base and making sure the Town on Poison doesn't end the attack for us. Now unfortunately the King goes outside the base, but he will do something dumb here and come back inside. I don't know why, but we are not going to complain. Now with the clone spells, generally you want to clone the Root Riders because you're going to get 2 tanky Root Riders for you, but you'll also see in the next attack we show, I use the clone spells for something completely different, and it's actually kind of insane. So we got the King here in the core, pop the clone spell on the left hand side, you see we get the 2 Root Riders over there. And then I've got Root Riders with the Royal Champion, and I'm going to keep cloning Root Riders in front of her because they're just going to tank forever. And then my last clone spell here, I try and clone the Barbs, because keep in mind, these Barbs from the Barbarian Puppet are raged, and if you clone them, you can get a lot of value. Well, at least I thought you could. You see, I put down the clone spell here, and we're cloning all the Barbs, but they get completely and utterly wrecked. But it doesn't really matter in the end. I popped my Queen ability a little late. Keep in mind, you don't have the Invis Vial with this army, but you do have the Archers and the Healers, and the Archers are really good for tanking. Honestly, the Archer Puppet's not a terrible ability, it's just the Invis Vial and Healer Puppet and or Frozen Arrow are just so insane. Don't even need the RC ability. We do pop it there just for cleanup, but that is a GG. Let's jump into another attack. Alright, another double poison ring base here. Now, this army does probably go a bit better against the Invis Tower bases because there's not as much DPS on the base, and you can use the clone spell really cleverly. But I decided to show these ones because this is where it should really struggle. Poison towers, when you've got no rage spells, is kind of terrible, especially when you don't have the Rage Vial with the Gauntlet or the Spiky Ball. You've got the Barbarian Puppet, but we're still going to make this work. So we get a nice Warden ability there. Now, unfortunately, this RC on the left side's been a little bit of a pain. Will go down, and I'm going to use a clone spell to, 2 clone spells, sorry, to get more Root Riders. But I believe I swagged that clone spell. I didn't see any Root Riders get clone from that. No, I don't, because the next clone gets 4 Root Riders. So we get an extra 6 Root Riders on the bottom. That's, what, quick maths, about 42,000 hit points. That's ridiculous just from the clone spells. It is a lot of spell space, but still, all that tanking for the Royal Champion and the Yetis over there, definitely worth it. Now, I'm sitting on 1 clone spell and a rage spell here. So what can I do for that? I guess we'll find out in a second. Queen's on the top side in the core of the base. I should pop her ability right now. The fact I haven't popped it yet is a little stupid because you get those healers, you get the archers to tank, whereas, look, she's going to die at this point. She has no chance of surviving and actually dies through the ability here, but we've got the clone spell and the rage spell on the hogs, so we not only get the 9 from the hog puppet, we get an extra 8 with the clone spell, and we rage it 17 hogs. It's kind of insane. I actually tried one attack where I used 3 clones on the hogs, and it was pretty OP. It was pretty OP, but can we make this army work in war? I guess you're gonna have to find out. Now let's give this army a go in war. Coming up against, I do recognize this base, maybe you do or you don't, but relatively used ring base, super annoying to hit. How are we going to get this one down? So I'm thinking of not sending my king into the core because the barbs kind of wasted in the core of bases where there is a lot of trouble. So what are we going to do? So let's start off like this. I'll funnel you out. Beautiful. Then I'm gonna go like this. Nope, we do not want King going that way. King, I want you on the outside of the base. If he comes in, then we're just gonna have to send a Valk there. Okay, so everything I just said, completely ignore that. None of that ended up happening. Beautiful, you'll love to see that. Oh, I missed that. We got the Valks coming in. Everything's coming into the core, apparently. Alright, we're sitting on all of these clone spells. Now my king's on the complete outside of the base. That's not what we want at all. I'm gonna pop the queen ability now. May as well get some healers. I mean, it's just a complete and utter fail because I couldn't get anything to go where I wanted it to. Let's see what damage we can get done with the Royal Champion. The King might get through the wall here. Beautiful. Queen, you just got to get rid of the multi, please. We'll use the clone and the rage here. Hopefully, we can get through all this. We got the barbs as well. Hold up, maybe this has a chance. Because the fox is still up. The hogs are still up. Come on. Okay, not quite. RC. I tried to tank for you, RC. Warden, one-on-one. We get it. We get it. No way we got that. I had given up. I had completely given up. But you can see, heroes, even if you give them some of their weaker equipment, they are still insanely strong. That was way too close. Root Riders, obviously powerful, especially if you're going to clone an extra 6 of them. But I've shown you, now in Legends League, now in War, that you can use Root Riders and bring all of the troop equipment, bring 4 clone spells, maximize the troop space in your army, and there's nothing Town Hall 16 can do against it. So we've used the Root Riders, now let's use Mass Dragons. And I'm going to tell you this, the results are still the same. Now we're coming in with an air spam version of the army, just in case you don't like Root Rider attacks. Figured I'd bring this here. So it's exact same hero equipment. The only difference is Owl on the Warden and the Warden on air. And I don't know what I'm bringing in the Siege Barracks for this attack. I believe it's Yetis, but in the War attack, you're going to see in the attack after this, I do bring 4 Super Minions because you can clone those as well. In saying that, you won't get the full usage of the clone that you've seen from the attacks so far, where I've gotten 40 troop space cloned. You'd only get 36, so you do lose a little bit of the total spell space, but still pretty close to 781. Now with this, I did want to clone the balloons into the core, but because all the balloons died so quickly, I just cloned the dragons, and look at that, we have 4 dragons in the core of the base here, not dealing with the Town Hall poison, and we've got a really good spread here, getting down a lot of the defenses super quickly. I popped my queen ability far earlier this attack, and we really get the benefit of that, because now she's kind of chilling on the bottom side. Dragons are in the core doing a good job. They've just got to clear out as much as possible. Then I got the Royal Champion on the top. She got rid of the last air defense, and the King made it all the way around to the right-hand side. Saving on to 1 clone spell. You know what we want to use it for here. Waiting for the bomb tower to go down, and then we clone, and look at these hogs. The hogs don't have to live for long. They've just got to tank the RC and do damage. But unfortunately, we find the NATO. So that clone's kind of wasted. And we pull all these skeletons. So the RC's kind of struggling here. The fox is down. Is she going to be able to get down the single inferno? Not quite, but the owl finishes it off. The queen is hanging on for life, but no more. But it doesn't matter. We've got 3 dragons and a Yeti alive. So there you go. We did have a Yeti in the CC. But can this work in war with super minions in the siege barracks instead? Time to give this a go in war. We've got 7 minutes left. And we're coming up against a double poison ring base. Let's see what we can do with this. We have got a plan. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to use one of my clones on the bottom here. So 2 dragons. Then like this. 2 balloons. Okay, we get the clone. Beautiful. And that should clear out that side of the funnel, because I do need that side of the funnel gone. There goes the CC. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more than that. That's alright. And whilst we're at it, tank. Okay, we got the troops coming out. This dragon's got to set a mega funnel, because I cannot afford anything else to go around. And this is going to be all about getting the, no, Warden, follow any of the balloons. I need to get some of them. I think those balloons on the top side are more important. Okay, we get rid of the eagle. We're going to get rid of the town hall. We're going to get rid of the monolith too. The siege barracks did great work. We got super minions coming out of that. I've still got a king and queen ability. This CC is going to stay up though, which is a problem. Because there's ice golems in it, but it doesn't matter. We're seeing... Oh, well, you're not seeing it yet. I'll have to use the Royal Champion ability, but you can see when you bring, I don't know what the math is yet, but around 700 troop space in an army, there is nothing the base can do to stop it. Coming in and completely crushing this in war. Look at that useless king ability. He's so slow without the rage vial. And saying that, look at the barbs go to work. Barbs are OP. We'll use the RC here. And just as she comes visible, we'll use both of the wall breakers, which were completely unnecessary. Use that, use all the abilities, make sure we get the maximum number of troops. And this went from looking relatively close to kind of overkill when you count all the troops from the hero abilities. That's it for today's video. Let me know if you enjoyed this sort of weird, wacky hero equipment content. If you want to see other weird and wacky content, I'll link it on the left. I did Noah's Ark, which is one of every troop and spell, and it was kind of OP. I went plus 299 with it in High Legends League.